First, let's pay homage to the lineage gurus. Homage to the Venerable Monk Liaoming. Homage to Master Sakya Zengkong. Homage to His Holiness the 16th Karmapa. And homage to Master Dukten Darji. Homage to the three jewels of the Taiwan Lijiang Temple. And homage to the main deity of Homa today. Namo Guan Yin Bodhisattvas, dragon riding white Jambala, and the Dakinis of the four directions. So, Dutton Siddhi Rinpoche, all Dharma masters, Dharma educators, Dharma teachers, Dharma assistants, Dharma instructors, Dharma directors of temples and chapters, all disciples present here and over the internet. And our VIPs today are Madam to Ambassador Daniel Liao, the Taipei rep to Sweden and Norway, Dharma Sister Judy, and the Chief Secretary of the Taiwan government, Mr. Zheng Peifu and Han Wuzhen. And from Academia Sinica, the Professor Zhu Ziyi and Madam. From the Zhongshan Medical College Affiliated Plastic Surgery Department, the head of the department, Dr. Zheng Shenlong. And the Nantou County Council candidate, Ms. Si Xieyan. Law advisors to the Drupada Foundation, Ms. Jennifer Zhou, Mr. Luo, and Ms. Huang. And Drupada School, Scholars Group, and Medical Group. The General Manager to the Jingyi Enterprise, Ms. Zhang Yizhen. From Vietnam, Chongjin Company, the President Deng. And he's also Grandmaster's discipling from 400 years ago. And President of Cambodia Chinese Chamber of Commerce, Mr. Chen Jianwen. And the television station of Cambodia, the Deputy Director, Ms. Lina. And the China Central TV, CCTV's reporter that is currently stationed in Cambodia, Ms. Chun Hua. And from Malaysia, the Datuk Kenneth Loy, Latin, and their daughter, Ms. Liu Qian. And Sanma Marketing Consultant General Manager, Mr. Gong Mijie, and Vice GM, Ms. Zhao. From Sanma Clothing Company Distributor, the primary, Ms. Zhang. And from the Banqiao Credit Commercial Bank Management, Ms. Zhou Huilin. And the leader, Ms. Lai Yan. Mr. and Mrs. Zhu Jinshui. The wood sculptor, Mr. Jian. The rep to the council, Qie Mingxia from Taipei City, Ms. Qie Huilin. The president of the Worldwide Lotus Light Charity Society and the producers of the Great Perfection Dharma Havaja Exposition and Development Stages of Tantrayana, Master Lian Yu, and the host, Ms. Pei Jun. The host to Lamdre and Sutra Perfect Enlightenment, Master Lian Hai. The director of Lotus Light Charity Society of Taiwan, Mr. Zhang Yaoren. Producers for the Illuminating Your Heart from CTI TV Taiwan, Ms. Rebecca Xiaqi. And gratitude to Dharma brother Chen Jianqiang from Malaysia for his donation of 100,000 NT dollars for the meals at the temple. And Long Chen Company of Miaoli also for 100,000 NT dollars donation. And also from Thailand, the director of a chapter in Thailand and group. Good afternoon, everyone. How do you do? We also have many fellow disciples from France today. speaking Japanese. It's at time advertisement that the Faji Lizang Temple of Taoyuan on May 5th, 2018, Saturday at 3 p.m. is inviting Grandmaster Lu to personally consecrate the temple and to confer the empowerments of Vishnu and Garuda. Vishnu and Garuda empowerment. We pray for the Buddha's blessings and welcome all of your participation, and there would be webcasts on that day. Any other ad? No more. On April 29th, the Taiwan Taten Culture will organize at Uyghur International Music Center. There would be a talk show about Grandmaster's books and special blessings, empowerment for Mahabala and repurification. It will be held at the Uyghur International Meeting Center in Taichung. Right? International Conference Center. That's another ad. The 2018 folk sports competition will be held where? Will be held here at the Taiwan Lizang Temple from 8:30 to 3:30 on all kinds of competitions. The street artists and photographing competition. 4月几号? It's also on April 29th here at the Taiwan Lizang Temple. So today we had the dragon riding white Jambala Homa fire offering ceremony. And most importantly about him is that he was an emanation of Guan Yin Bodhisattva, and he is accompanied by 4 dakinis around him, and he's riding on a green dragon, and his body is white. He's riding on a green dragon. So the white Jambala is living in a crystal palace, and his mantra, he's also called a Jambala. Jambala also refers to the yellow Jambala, but he's white Jambala. And someone said that white Jambala is the son of yellow Jambala. And the mantra, that's the mantra. And the mudra, so the mudra with the thumb pressing on the ring fingers and forming circles, and the other fingers are upright. So both hands are the same, facing outward, and he's riding on a green dragon. And his image, his body is white with one face, 2 arms, 3 eyes, and red hair. And he's wearing a small 5 Buddha crown, and his body is radiant. And he's rather short and stocky, with a big belly, riding on a green dragon. His right hand is holding the wish-fulfilling staff, and left hand is holding a treasure bag or a treasure. And his right arm is also clutching on a kachanka, and 4 dakinis on the 4 directions. And most importantly, Kuan Yin Bodhisattva is his origin. And his mantra, mudra, and image, and his seed syllable, as you can see, it's right there in the flower bouquet. That's called Zhen. Zhen seed syllable, here underneath the Dharma desk, Dharma throne. And there is a key formula in praying to the Buddhas and Bodhisattvas. You offer what you like. So what you like yourself, you offer them to the Buddhas and Bodhisattvas and all the sages, to the Arhats. If you want to offer to the gods, like the 4 heavenly kings or the god generals, to please them is what they like the dragon riding white Jambala. You know what he likes most is to take shower. He loves to bathe. So in your offering, his altar is the most unique. And most offerings on the altar includes flowers, incense, lamps, fruits, and tea, and plus the sconge, and then water. That would be 7 offerings, and then plus the bathing water. That would be 8 offerings. And the slippery water or the bathing water is water and soap. then that would be called the slippery water or the bathing water. Because he loves to bathe, then you want to offer to him the bathing water, because that's what he would love most. So the altar to offer to the white Jambala, the unique part is in order to offer to white Jambala and to do his practice, you have to prepare a round table, and at the center you need to place a white or silver plate, white and silver plate, and you enshrine the white Jambala on top of the silver plate at the center, and around him you place 7 bowls of bathing water, and between each cup you should place a crystal, because he lives in the crystal palace. So a total of 7 7 cups of bathing water, and between the cups you place the pyramid-shaped crystal. That would be the best. So with the bathing water and crystals, the other offerings are as you like, and you place them around him, so his altar is slightly different, quite unique. So today Grandmaster will transmit a very special Dharma, which how to win the lottery. And also the Dharma to give you the power lottery of Taiwan. So everybody here today is truly fortunate, very lucky. And those who are not here today are really unlucky. Well, we can't really say it that way, because it's okay if they watch it on the internet. Everyone wants to win the power lottery. They all want to win prizes. What kind of people can win prizes? First, he or she has to be very lucky person. Then they have the good fortune, so you can win the prizes, like Simu. But not me. She would win prizes whenever she likes, but I never win any lottery prizes, because she's fortunate. When she was young, she couldn't play mahjong. And when she came to our home, my mom could play and my sisters could, except the eldest of the younger sisters. She couldn't play, and she didn't even know how to play the mahjong. But she still She still won. So, but interestingly, after a circle, she still get the missing card, and she still won. So when she married me and got into my house, she did not know how to play, but the first one, the best one at playing mahjong is my youngest sister, and she didn't have to line them up. She could remember them all in her brain. And if she's in the bathroom and someone said that this card is being cast out by someone else, and she would know, okay, I want that. So the cards are not tidied, but her memory was incredible. She could remember them all. But Sumo didn't know anything about it, but she still won. And every time they get prize, she always won. Or if she rubs off the lottery paper, she would win something too, and I never did. Yet I never did. So if you have the luck, then you do. And there's a huge difference between the lucky ones and the unlucky ones. But today, white Jambala is the one that bestowed the good fortune. After I used to play too, and I have burned about 7 sets of them, because when I lost, I just couldn't accept it. I burned it. I burned them. And then I would say that never again I would play. But when I walk on the Zhonghua Street and I saw the mahjong sets, I would buy again. And then when I lost, I burned them again. About 7 sets of them. And then I just don't play anymore afterwards. Because every time I lose, I just can't accept it. I don't have such luck about windfalls, but Sumo had that windfall luck. So if you have the fortune, the good fortune, then you would win the lottery. And by practicing the white Jambala, then the unlucky ones can become lucky. You have to practice the white Jambala Dharma for 7 times or 49 times. 49 would be better. 7 or 49. After you finish the practice, you collect all the bathing water and then get a big basin like to wash your face, the basin. Like, you know, a basin that can, for baby to bathe. So all the bathing water used as offerings for those 7 Dharma practices you put it into that big basin, like the basin to bathe baby, and then you can add water to about half. I don't know. What are the numbers for the power lottery in Taiwan? Does it start from 0? You've never bought it? You're so pure. You've never bought the power lottery and the lotteries, lottos. So what are the numbers? And nobody knew? You're so pure and innocent. So the numbers are from 0 to 45. Right? That's so strange. Nobody answered. You never play? Sometimes you can try your luck. 0 to 45. In the big basin, you on the sides you write 0 to 45. The bathing water is about half full, and then on its sides you write the numbers, and then you take a block of wood that's carved into a ship or a boat, and then you put a white candle on the boat, on the wooden boat, and then you place the wood at the center of the water. So you have to put candle at the bottom of the wood so that it can slide. And then you place a white candle on top of it, and then you lit the flame after you practice White Jambala Dharma for 7 times. After you lit the candle, you recite the Hat mantra of White Jambala and the White Jambala's Hat mantra. So you chant his Hat mantra, his mantra. You continually chant it over and over and over. So if the flame of the candle flickers, that means White Jambala has descended. And then the boat will glide onto a number, and then you write it down. You make a note. How many numbers do you need? 6. You're all so pure and clean. All of our masters, they have no desires at all because they know nothing. Uh-oh, the screen disappeared. What did I press? That's the mega lotto. I never played, so I don't know. So if they need 6 numbers, then you need to lit 6 candles. So when the boat moves to a number, then you make a note of it. You can lit another candle or if the candle is still can still be used, then you put the boat at the center again. Then it would move to the second number, the third, fourth, fifth, sixth number. So after you got all 6 numbers, then you will win for sure. And this is like these are the winning numbers. This is very secret method. So you practice using the bathing water of the white jambala, not yellow jambala. And then you take a block of wood, and then you carve a boat out of it, and then you place a candle on top of it, and then you smear candles at the bottom, and then you lit the candle, and the boat would go to the numbers 6 times. Then you would have 6 numbers. Amitabha. So to win the mega bucks, the huge lotteries, like in Southeast Asia, they just need the 4 numbers. Then they would win something. In Singapore or Thailand, even more there. But please don't tell anybody. That's the way to win. So the bathing water from your practice, you place it into a basin. And wood will float and will float to a number. Then you make a note of it. And let the boat float 6 times. If the candle is burned out, then you lit another candle, white candle. And you have to complete the white Jambala Dharma practice for 7 times first, with the mantra, mudra, and visualization. And you can buy or purchase white Jambala statue or banner image. And another key point is every time you do your practice, you use this hand that's forming the mudra to dip onto the bathing water of white Jambala and touch it to your mouth a little bit, and then you sprinkled it. And then you sprinkle the water on his body, which means it's giving him a shower. Why? You want to touch the bathing water and then to touch your mouth, because that means that the wealth is yours. And when you flick your fingers onto white Jambala, you visualize there are 100 US dollar bills raining from the sky. Or you can also want NT dollars from Taiwan, the 1000 NT dollars. As you flick your fingers in the sky, there are 1000 NT dollar bills floating down. Or you want gold bars the same way. You dip your fingers into the bathing water and then touch your mouth, and then you flick your fingers, sprinkle the water onto the white jambala, and then you visualize many gold bars falling in front of you, not to your head. Be careful, otherwise you would hurt yourself. And you have to practice the white jambala dharma 7 times according to my instructions about the altar. A white circle plate with white jambala, and around him 7 bowls of bathing water, and between the bowls of water pyramids of white crystals and other offerings. And then you do the white jambala practice in front of it, and you need to practice it for a total of 7 times at least, with the white jambala image, mudra and mantra. Then you can do the practice. And every time when you bathe, when you dip your fingers into the bathing water and then touch your mouth, and then you sprinkle it onto white jambala, and you visualize the dollar bills falling from the sky, you have to chant a different mantra, the bathing mantra, also 7 times. So that's the bathing mantra of white jambala. 7 times you have to recite. And the Dharma practice follows the procedure of True Buddha school. First you visualize and then chant the mantra. And after you complete the Dharma practice, then you perform the bathing water dharma. And after you complete it 7 times, then you can go to the market and buy your lot basin. So now, do you know? A big basin, and then you write numbers 0 to 45. You need to check, like the huge lottery, how many numbers and what are the numbers, and you need to write them beautifully and place them evenly. You need to write it so that you recognize them. So the big lottery is 1 to 49, and the power lottery is 0 to 45. So you check on the internet. So you can circle the numbers that you want. So this is a very special Dharma. Have you ever heard it before? No. Anyone that have heard it before, please raise your hand. Did I ever transmit it before? In Seattle, Wet Jambala was transmitted at the Marymore Park in Seattle on the grass. Did I talk about this Dharma before? Yes. But you've never heard of it. On that day, he didn't talk about the bathing water Dharma and about the big basin. So only today. So you're all very fortunate. But if everybody buy at the same time, so it depends on your luck. And then if you win, please don't tell anybody, because this is the best method. You use the Dharma amidst the Dharma of White Chambala. And he has many Dharma practices. And the verse praising the White Chambala. Gazing upon the suffering and poverty of sentient beings, in the rebirth realm salvaging with tears flowing, his body white like snow mountain surrounded by 4 Dakinis, the highly revered one, upholding wealth, I pay homage and take refuge in thee. So you need to praise White Chambala, and once you win the lottery, you have to give. Because for Buddhists, it's very important. You have to appreciate yourself, but at the same time, you have to love sentient beings even more. You have to treasure, cherish your own life and practice using your own life. And not only that, you want to love all sentient beings. So after we gain some wealth, we want to give the Dharma wealth. So you teach Buddha Dharma to other people. That's the giving of the Dharma wealth. And at the same time, we also want to give money as a real wealth to all sentient beings. So disciples from Cambodia, please stand up. They all come from Cambodia. And in the future, they want to build a True Buddha School temple there. And they've bought a piece of land and they want to build a Lizang temple there. Please, no need to buy Lotto in Taiwan. You can just buy the Lotto back in Cambodia. Do you have like the giant lottery or something in Cambodia? No? You're also pure. So there's no lottery in Cambodia? Yeah, no such things in communist countries. How about the neighboring countries, like Burma? Laos, and Thailand, or Burma. You can go buy in Thailand. Now please be seated. White Jambala will give you bliss. When the white candle is lit up, it's just a regular flame, but when white Jambala descends, then it would flicker, would become bright for a moment. And then the wooden boat, would float and point you to numbers. Then you will win the lottery. Nobody knew this method. This is very unique and special. Only true Buddha school disciples have this fortune to hear such a practice. Eternal. This is how you can get the numbers. How you can win prizes. Oh no, no time for Lamdre. Last time I was talking about offering to the mandala, and second is to chant the 100-syllable mantra for the repentance Dharma practice. These two are very important. With these two Dharma, there are few words. Offering to the mandala is to accumulate resources and merits. And second is to purify your own karma and retributions. And you need to do it frequently. Then your merits will accumulate more and more, and your karma will decrease. Your merits will increase. Last week, this is very important. And in the main practice, it's the affinity to the path and the breathing, or Qi yoga. And the main practice also consists of two parts. One is called the 3 purifications and counterbalance. So in practicing the Qi, you need these 3 kinds of purifications and antidotes. The first one is for the body. You purify your own body. So which is to move all parts of your body. The first part is your throat, because that can create obstruction. Some people breathe only up to the throat. It doesn't even reach the lungs or the abdomen. So as a Qi practitioner, with one inhalation, it has to reach the lungs. And one of the obstructions is on the throat. The Qi cannot go beyond that, so you need to twist or to turn the necks, the head. You look to the right and to the left. Oh, my head is moving. So remember, you have to move your neck, and then 2 arms have to shake and move, and the two legs too. It's to let the qi to reach the abdomen and then disperse to the four limbs, 2 arms and 2 legs. So the qi should be able to fill the 4 limbs and all of your body. There was a posture called the great ha and shaking the body. At all the yoga, that there would always be the last, the great ha, shaking the body. It's like the mummy, it's like jumping, and the head is moving and swaying, so that the qi can move through the throat, and the legs swinging or swaying, and the hands are moving and swaying, and the legs are jumping, and you say ha 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 ha. So when you do that, the heads are swinging, and the arms are swinging and swaying, and the legs are also shaking and jumping. So that's the moving of the whole body. It's called the great Hato body, or the great Ha, and shaking the body. So you know how to do it. This is the key point. This is the way that we make qi fill all over the body, all the channels and all parts of the body. So in order to make the qi to flow smoothly, you have to use this yoga posture, the great ha, shaking the body. The second is the purification of the speech. And the best way is to close your mouth. Don't talk. We have a Reverend Lily who rarely speaks. She always shuts her mouth. And she only answers if you ask her. She rarely speaks. There is one benefit, that Mahatma Gandhi had to shut his mouth one day of the week. Doesn't matter what you say to him. That's the purification of the mouth. Because all the speech karma comes from the mouth. Like the XX from San Francisco, she kept talking and talking and talking. She would speak for at least 2, 3, 4, 5 hours every time she gives them a teaching, until late at night. And however, what she said were lies. There's one thing, that the Emperor Sun Tzu, was he buried at the Mount Wutai? No. He was buried at the Emperor's tomb cemetery in Hebei province, not at the Mount Wutai. Yet when she went there, she saw a tomb somewhere, and then she claimed that she's the emperor's teacher. Oh, you're buried here, waiting for me for so long. I'm sorry, I'm your teacher now coming too late to pick you up and bring you back to San Francisco. That's complete lie. And the records at Mount Wutai said that Emperor Sun Tzu had never visited Mount Wutai. So what were you doing there? You were just saying it as you like, without any evidence. But actually the imperial tombs of the Qing dynasty is in Hebei province. There's no need to cry out like that. Because the emperor had written a verse when he was ordained to become a monk, and based on that verse he could have gone to the Buddha land. What kind of sufferings he still have to suffer? He wrote it very clearly, the verse when he became ordained, and just based on that verse he could go to the Buddha lands. I have seen his verse because he had such a great spiritual realm. So he had fruition. So you can just call upon him on your altar. There's no need for you to go, say, Mount Wutai, in order to call on him, or to the North Pole or South Pole. You can just invoke him on your altar and he would come because he had some fruition. She did not even understand about the power of the spirit, and she cried out in front of a tomb at Mount Wutai, "Oh, you have suffered so much here, and your teacher," which she referred to herself, "came too late, and now I have to go to bring you back to San Francisco." But there's no need to do such things. She could have just invoked him. She didn't have to go to the North Pole and South Pole to find him, or to go to Mount Wutai. So dumb. So the prohibition of the speech. So if you close your mouth, then you purify your speech. If you speak so much, then you create the speech karma. If you always talk about people behind you, then you create speech karma. But Grandmaster is talking about her is for her sake. But if you do, then you would suffer from the disturbances of the ghost. And the purification of the mind is for its visualization. It's very important. In Tantrayana, that's the method to purify the mind, is by visualizing. You visualize the white Jambala with the small 5 Buddha crown, the red hair, one face, and one hand is holding a staff, and the other one is treasures and cloth bag. He's riding on a green dragon on the water. And very clear visualization. So the purification and counterbalancing of the mind is to teach you not to visualize anything. Only when you don't visualize anything, your mind is pure. But you use visualization to stop your running thoughts. So you use visualization to stop your running thoughts. But only when you have no more visualization whatsoever, then the mind is called pure. This is extremely important. The pure mind. Only then there would be true purity of the mind. And this is the purity of the body, speech, and mind. That's all for today, Umani Benu.